Okay, trying a new hands-free method of recording today so that we can get more work done. I wanted to show you a trick for these portions of the drywall on the ceiling where it's still not quite tight up there. That's just because the joist is there rather than something solid to go against there. And this may look familiar to you. These are those devices, drywall anchors, usually put into the wall to hold things from the wall, but you can use them in this application to hold up these overboarding 1/4 inch to the drywall underneath. Now I want to show you something. If this one I just drove straight in, and if you do that, it creates a dome, and that does not cover well, so we're gonna divot that in just a bit so it will still hold. However, we can mud over it later and you'll never see it. I'm gonna get rid of this because this is doing nothing. So show you. Slide over there. Perfect. In fact, you know what? We're going to cover it right now. I got some Fast and Final right here. Okay, so the only reason you're seeing any of it is because the zinc is a darker color than the drywall paper. But I'm going to put in a couple of these around, and it's going to be tight up against the ceiling. And once it's mudded over and then painted over, you'll never see it. You'll have no idea. It's kind of, you know, admittedly, if you know what's being done, it looks like an amateur hour repair. But if nobody can see it, nobody knows. That's one of the secrets of construction. You can pull an amateur hour move if nobody can see it later. So, let's do these real quick. This goes so much faster with hands-free filming. It's insane. And this is what I'm using. So let's do one right about here. That's a good spot. And I brought a heavier duty. There we go. That will tighten that up there. That's a good deal. That's not bad. This isn't bad. That's actually in there pretty tight. That's going to be kind of held in place by the light fixture, but I still want to put something there. Right about there. And I know it looks odd, forcefully making those divots before installing this, but you got to, if you want to hide what you're doing here. And this is a technique I learned from nobody. I just come up with this. Yeah, and these things, they will hold 50-pound items. So in a sense, you've got 50 pounds of pressure holding on there, which is overkill, more than what you need. But what do they say? Overkill is underrated. Let's get a few more of these. surface. Oh yeah. That's definitely gonna need one. Pretty close to the edge too. Let's see here. Let's be a little more gentle with this. That's a good spot. And usually you don't have to do something like this when you have a joist to nail into, but I don't in this situation. Okay, it needs a little bit more. There we go. Let's do that spot next. There's professionals who are either cringing or inspired by what I'm doing. There's gonna be no in between. Like, dude, what are you thinking? And the other's like, holy smokes, that's a good idea. Oh, you see how that one really cinched it up? That left a little bit of a dome. We'll be all right. I'm debating how many more of these I need to put in. I think one there. Let's see what we got going on. We've actually got fairly even. There's a little bit of take up there. Needs to be done. And I'm not hitting it that hard, just enough that I'm not creating too obvious of a not a divot. What's the opposite of a divot? A dome, basically? I don't know. I'm just not making it too obvious after. Yeah, that's, boy, you see how that came up around there? I don't like that. Let's take that one out, sink down that material a little, and then put it back in. Oh, this might have been much, but that's all right. There we go. That's holding that in there. I think the rest is going to be fine. Maybe I'll put in a couple there. I don't know. I'll think about that. The nice thing is, once this is mudded and painted, and if it shows up later, you can always add these later and then touch it up. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see later how it looks. So, I'm also going to tick off some people, the professionals, because I'm going to tape the joints with fiber, the fiber tape, and not the paper tape. And the reason why is simple. The paper tape, it's more of a learning curve. I'm only doing 2 rooms. wife and I talked about it. We made a decision. We're only going to do this on the 2 kids' rooms. This popcorn, I was confused as to whether or not it was actually popcorn or an orange peel, because the texturing is not bad. So we just got to talking about it, and we're just going to put in a nice Benjamin Moore white paint on the ceiling on the rest of it and just leave it that way. But since the kids' rooms, we're worried about them climbing furniture and eating the ceiling in their rooms, we're going to continue with this overboarding in the kids' rooms. Oh, here we go. So, what was that whole long story about? It's the, I don't want to bother to learn paper taping just yet. It's just not that important here. Where's my utility knife? I know I had it around here somewhere. Maybe I'll just use you. I'm sure somebody in the comments will see where it was. I'm thinking of turning off comments entirely. I mean, it's not like I'm saving humanity with YouTube videos. Oh, that's very loose over there. So I'm gonna deal with that. Oop. Not used to having a camera on my head. There we go. We're definitely going to do one over there. Let's see here. Okay. And you are getting the drywall hanger treatment. Of course, I can't find my screwdriver I put down 30 seconds ago, so we're going to change up to this. thick. All right. I'm gonna have to double check that one. Hey.